Gemini reset in 1 hour, 30 minutes. Yeah, so let's push Gemini and tell this. Okay, you know what I do? I'm gonna merge and then merge this initial thing and then we'll build on that. No need to argue with Gemini and tell her it's doing wrong, you know. No need for wait for the build because this is just this type of test. Nice. So conversation, squash and merge. Just change this commit message initial empty workflow. Just something like that. The streamer interrupted and restarted. I just noticed, and I don't like when that happens. But anyway, he created a chunk. Why not? Restart by already deleted. Okay, great. So now it should be available, but not yet. Okay, now the tests are plugging away. Don't know why before it was slow. Here there are a lot of things I also want to do in the app, but after one thing at a time, obviously. So now I'm working on this deploy to close testing thing, and it will take several hours for sure. So despite we merged to main, that thing is still not appearing here. Oh, yes, it appeared. Close testing, and also the old name was pipeline is gone. Fantastic. Nice. Let's run it. So we're running on main now. Ah, there you go. So once it's pushed from main, I can run on other branches. Ooh, I forgot that branch open. I didn't know that. Let's run it. I didn't know. I forgot one branch not deleted. Why? Okay, just delete. Okay, long time. So close testing says 0 not run. Let's try to reload the page. I don't think that's correct. We just okay. There you go. Running. No output. All right, we'll see this in a little bit. What do I have to click on that? Jobs deploy. Strange. Right, here we merge. So what I'm gonna do is git checkout main jobs deploy. That's why it's called deploy. But I'm gonna rename this as well. Checkout main first. Git pull. Git fetch all. And git del close test and deploy. That's the only branch I have locally. So now I have only main. Great. Because here in CI I have deploy. Let's call this deploy to closed testing. Okay, and this should just display a faster version. I don't know why it's taking so long. Ah, no, it's okay. I saw MacBook. Hmm. Let's find the deploy. There you go. Some MacBook needs nothing. Steps. Okay, let's put this side by side for there. Make some space. There. Split right. Let's rename this to deploy to internal testing. So it's absolutely clear. I checked that, and this is a good check, but now we don't want it because I want to be able to run from a branch. And it's just installing Flutter. Let's see if it do the same thing I'm doing. I know. Ooh, let's cancel the workflow. So it's relying on the already installed Flutter version, isn't it? Yeah. Let's do this only for now. Just want to make a quick test. So for this, now I'm still on main. We have to create a new branch. Where's the terminal? I can't see it because it's outside. Okay, there you go. Terminal. I'm gonna say git checkout -b. Hmm. Closed testing pipeline. Okay. Git add and commit closed testing pipeline and push to origin. Nice. So now, if I go back here to GitHub Actions, okay, that was interrupted. I can say run workflow from branch, close testing pipeline, run. Great. Now we can do all the tests. So it has to be pushed to main once, and then I can run from branch after that. And I knew this, I've done this before, but I forgotten a long time ago. And it should be super simple. Just a checkout, and we do step by step. That's why it's just a checkout. I don't know why it hangs like that. Checkout is exactly the same as here, and it's something non-controversial. And then we just, show the Flutter version or whatever. Just should we wait? Hmm. It hangs. That's not normal. It's not even saying waiting for executor or something. It started. Okay. So let's check here my local. What happened here? Nothing. There is no output here in my. It doesn't say running job. There is running job deploy. It says queued. Okay. Yep. So let's try to restart this. Maybe there is a problem here. This was GitHub action run exiting, but it's not exiting. There you go. Ah, yeah, because it was running or something. Fine, doesn't matter. So we rerun the run. Listening for jobs. Running job. We got the main to. Ah, yeah, of course. This thing can run only one job at a time. If it's already running main E to E, this deploy to close testing has to wait. I see. That makes sense. We don't care about executing this test, so let's cancel the workflow. We didn't change anything in the app. So now that we canceled that and understood why, yeah, there you go. You got the cancellation. Now the close testing thing should finally happen. Okay, so that's why. Deploy to close testing. I think it could be better called close testing deploy. Close testing deploy. Internal testing deploy. Okay, that doesn't matter now, but it's just nice. So yeah, Iran 327. So now even like that, what I don't like is that the Flutter version is mentioned twice. Well, one thing I could do is obviously I don't have a variable called Flutter version here. Why do I even need a version variable called Flutter version? One second. Ah, because it does a Flutter install for a version, but that's only because I'm running on Ubuntu. When I'm running on my computer, I don't need that at all. Okay, solve the problem. So, but the only thing I want to see is that the Flutter version is actually in sync with the version on my computer. But that's a different, altogether different concern from running the deployment. Flutter version output a lot of stuff. 332.7, yeah, it's the same. What if I do Flutter version pipe head hyphen n1, okay, pipe, call rm or how to get the second word? Let's do this. How do I get the version number in a variable in the bash shell? Okay, that should be enough context. With awk, second field. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's nice. Or can't or said. Wow, that's amazing. Let's use awk. Double check that. Nice. So let's we'll put this in the other pipeline, yeah, but let's say um check factor version, actual version. Let's give this all to Claude. In this GitHub action workflow, how to fail if the actual Flutter version is different from the expected one. Ah, nice! It automatically added the quotes on the nice. Bit purpose, yeah. Okay, let's try this. So terminal, push. So this should pass now. Then I will simulate a failure. And then I don't even need this code here, but in the other pipeline. But since I'm at it, so let's go back to here. Oh, sorry, see the message. I didn't see the message yet. Reading now. What? Was that what language? UB double? What? No, 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 no. What? Yeah, man, go away, man. So let's go ghost testing, run workflow from ghost testing pipeline. Like a little troll, you know. Never mind. I don't care. Let's move on. Not important. Right, so check Flutter version should work. Yep. I- Very verbose. We can remove all this, but it should work. Now we simulate a failure. Let's say there is a .8 version. We push. This is a manual trigger. So let's go manual trigger. And let's see if it fails. Not appearing yet. Should I reload the page or not? There you go. Yeah, should I reload the page? What is... Okay, so anyway, perfect mismatch. Let's remove the excessive output, where the only thing that we care about is the result. If there is a mismatch, it's good to have both, but I don't need to. Oh, this is not even there. Okay, there you go. These two lines are not needed. Okay, we just say it's an error or it works. If it works, of course, they are the same. That was more of a debugging thing. Perfect. Now here is the kicker. I don't need this here, but it would be nice to check because I'm using the local one, and this is executed only sporadically. What is interesting is to check the Flutter version in the main pipeline. So if I update the version locally, but I forget to update it in the pipeline, I get a nice build failure. That's amazing. There is no point to check here because I specifically installed that version, so it will match. Where it can not match is when I execute stuff on MacBook. So the first time that I execute stuff on MacBook is here, where I just display software version. Why display the Java version? Maybe for the emulator? I don't know. Let's substitute that bit with this. So now we see that when we run tests on my machine, they have the same expected Flutter version, and when I run on Ubuntu executor, executor, perfect. And it just need to be on this test, even though there are more in the pipeline, because obviously it will be the same, so we need to check only once. Okay, and then I don't need that there, which I already removed. Fantastic. Okay, we need to move on with the rest now. Let's see what we got an email. Yet all the failures. I'm deleting the email from GitHub. Maybe there should be an option to pause temporarily if you're there actively looking. Anyway, there. So now I should basically do all the same things that I do in the deploy script. Which is not this one. This one, yep. So I've done a checkout. Fantastic. Then I need to create this local Android properties file. Okay, I have to check these variables. Where does it take it from? From my environment? No, they are there. And but I already declared them there. Okay. Those are duplicated, so it's not great. But anyway, let's go find the deploy again. We just have 8 minutes before Gemini credit refresh, so we might ask this question now rather than later. Fast line properties. Nice. So let's ask the question. Let's do commit and push first. Quick before the time resets. So Gemini, and we're gonna ask now my CI. I doesn't find it. Dot because it's in a folder, private folder maybe. Workflows, CI, and GitHub. GitHub workflows close testing contain the same two env variables with repeated content. Is there a way to factorize them? If not, it's not a huge deal. I think I can declare them on GitHub, but don't know if that's the right choice because they depend on the executor. You can factorize a common pattern for I will create. Ooh, come. Are usable workflow goes reusable deploy. Why is it so different then? This workflow will contain all the shared env variable and the steps. Ah, yes, 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 yes. We went a bit ahead. Okay. I will update close testing to use the new reusable workflow. Nice, this is nice. I will update CI to use the reusable workflow. The env variable will rename CI because they are used by the test jobs. So we solved another problem. A very nice solution, but for a different problem what I've been asked. So now they are duplicated here and here rather than there and there, isn't it? But I like it. Nevertheless, I like that it's doing that. We went a bit further as well in my, so I wanted to execute only a little part. You went further, or it, it put the whole thing. Okay. Now, Fastlane does not support the the other lane. Where is the input lane? Define inputs lane. Lane internal. Ah, this is doesn't say because yeah, this is a generic lane closed. Okay. I like it a lot, but there is more work to do because now we need to go in app fast lane and do something for the close lane that does not exist. So app Android fast lane fast file. All right. Okay, great. Now the lane closed does not exist in at app fast file. Can you create it? So there is this issue with the build number, but I guess it's a next problem. Let's just, even if we deploy with overlap the wrong build numbers initially, it's okay. There you go. And this is the last request that we can do before 2 p.m., which is in 1 minute, when everything will reset here. Let's see how much we used. 40% of this, 57% of that. Nice. So we have a closed lane. Right. Now the problem is okay, let's ask two questions. So okay, new tokens now. Is the closed name the right name for Android or Google Play Store closed testing? And then the second, this is I expect to be a yes. I'm just double checking. I want for I want that the version code for both internal and closed is always the max plus one of the two lanes. In other words, something like this version code. So let's call this latest internal code, latest closed code, and then the version code is the max of those two plus one. Max. So I don't know the syntax. I'm writing something like pseudocode. Max of that, comma that, plus one. Can you update those two lanes to use a code similar? Oh, tag code. I meant to say tag closed. To the one presented so that there is only one build number or version code. So what I mean is so that the version code, so that version code is unique across tracks, across lanes, and the last deployment has always a higher code. That's all I want. Go. Basically, this concludes the thing if it works. That's the last thing I want you to do for this deployment. You worked up to excellent point. Yes, close is a valid name for the close testing track in the Google Play console. Fantastic. The standard tracks are internal alpha, beta. Wait a second. I want to go standard, not. Your code quality expression code spot on. You ensure the code is always incremental. Okay. I think that's not correct then, based on what he said. So if I go to the here and I go to test and release, testing, close testing, manage track, create new release, post track, track summary, close testing alpha, manage release. There is nothing that lets me rename a track. Manage track. Let's copy this. I escape. Before applying those changes, can you double check that they will actually go to my close testing alpha track? I copied this from the relevant page in the Google Play console. Oh, mm. You're right to double check. Based on the information you provided, go close test alpha. The correct name is alpha, not close. I knew it. I knew it, man. I will update the fast file using the correct track name and so also implement the version logic we discussed. This involved the rename close to alpha, updating track parameter to alpha, implement the share version code logic, update close testing to call the alpha name. Yep. Nice. Go. So internal max or zero. Okay. No, I have a lot of releases, but anyway, alpha max or zero. Array.max plus one. Okay, that was the syntax. And that rename to alpha. Nice. I am really want to try now. So go to we have to commit and push. Nice. Now we can start to have a look at this. Oh, we don't have a PR yet. Let's look at PR because it's becoming big. Okay, in CI a bit unrelated, I'm checking the Flutter version because I noticed that it was be a nice thing to do. Now we have internal testing deploy, which is remove a lot of stuff and just use that because we have a reusable deploy. Okay. The only difference between this is because we have an input which is defined here, the lane. And now we have a close testing, which is also small, and that's just that. Go to alpha. And a fast file has two lane. Two lane is also here a lot of duplication. All right. So if I go to actions, okay, this is executing, and we can see the check of a Flutter version in action. There you go. For the first time on live on this yeah, works fantastic. So because this pipeline is executed much more than any other pipeline. Uh, wait, but don't have the Flutter version is only there. Here I don't need Flutter version. What I need Flutter version for? Yeah, I don't need it, so I can get rid of it. Which is good because this don't need update. The only one that is a pain is a Flutter version because needs update for every time I install a new version locally. Right. So I don't need to commit. Oh, let's commit this anyway. Let's commit this. Um, so we have the absolutely latest version. Let's wait just for the unit test to complete, and then I will kill the, which they completed now. I will kill the workflow just after. I think it should be cancel the pipeline. Why is it not finished yet? It's still running test. I didn't know that it was running test. Is this a new thing? Because it normally it display the output only at the end. It seems that now is doing that as it goes. Interesting. Right, I go back to actions. We need to cancel this so we free the executor. And we need to cancel that as well, but it's not running. So, yes, it's running. We don't need to execute the test again. Okay. So now in close testing, run workflow. Wait, what is this failed? I forgot. Ah, the check Flutter version. We did that on purpose. Yep. Okay. Let's run close testing on the branch close testing pipeline. Nice. Need to reload the page to see it. That's a bit of a glitch. Will it work? So if it works, we should see a release here. But I think look at that. So we have a 405 and 402, so hopefully we'll say 406. Fantastic. It's so good. So it means also you got the right tracks because you found the versions. So now we go 406. So basically, this ticket almost done if it works. There are things I want to deal more. I don't think this will actually create a release. It will create a draft release. But probably is good enough because then I can add my commit, my message here in the conf. So the message here will be first automated release or something. No, it's better to do this on one place, perhaps on the pipeline. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's see if it works first. If it works, it's already like a good thing to merge on its own because it has value already. Then I want to do more stuff like the email when something has been deployed to a channel. I want to email people subscribe to that channel. Oh, that is a different email. Testing approving, and also I want an email for each new version deployed to close testing. Maybe also internal testing with a link to download. Let's see, reload this. It's on the last 30 days, so this will have to wait at least 1 day before. But the events are still 10, so that means there is no new event. So that's good. But I will wait 1 day before closing the ticket, then leave it there in review. So now it's actually uploading the version to. No, that's still not the version of the app. The version of the app is 187, and here we have 183. So once this done, this should be appear here in draft. So I think here it says try to internal or close testing. There is some challenge here. Or how do we get this list of people? Do I get it from Firestore? Probably that's the best. Um, Deploy the version as already released, and where to get the version notes. Can we add a manual input to deployment? So that means it will maybe or commit message will make me, I don't know, something to dig there. Okay, deployment done. So let's check here. Reload this page, close testing alpha. I should have a draft release as expected. So first lane Deployment 187. Is that the number we saw before? I think so, yeah. Yep, 187. Yeah, I already have a ticket for that. And this has to be sent to Google. So I can't send the emails. First, he has to wait these 14 minutes. I can send the email immediately because it takes time. Also, Google has to review. So I can say, oh, the new version is available, then it's not available. I see. It's more complicated than it can be. It has to be separated. So doesn't just close testing. Yeah, there are more things to figure out than. Well, I think I've done that. Deploy the app to close testing. Leave it there in review because apart that we have to still merge the PR, but we need to make sure we are able to run it a little bit more. So I didn't run any of these tests. Don't matter because they are the test of the app. I didn't change the app. So let's take an exception. Normally I'm adamant of running all the tests before doing a change, but it's not a change to the app. So those tests are not relevant. Okay. So now we have a fully working deployment to close testing with Fastlane. Check out main, git pull, git fetch all, git del close testing pipeline. Fantastic. So now let's go review the tickets once more. Yep. This has to be manual, so that from a website or something, because I don't know when they are available. Okay, let's take a longer break now. I'm gonna have lunch, so we stop streaming and continue later. Hopefully stream again because that's been it's been very productive. I'm very happy about today. Bye.